Hey, it's time to crank up the truth. I'm Val Selby, and over the decades of working online, I've learned a most important lesson. Mindset owns your business. If procrastination, imposter syndrome, and a lack of focus have been blocking your biz, then I'm here with Val Full Volume, ready to help you see choices that you're making. Get ready to own your personality and use your expertise to create the business of your dreams. Now is the time to make changes and live your best life. So let's get to it. Hello. Oh, goodness gracious. So right now as of recording, I am doing the Declutter Your Biz challenge with some people live, and it's fun and taking people through the challenge and really through exactly what I have learned. Honestly, I mean, that's exactly how I do workshops. And oh, by the way, I guess we're just jumping right in today. But I mean, you got limited time, right? So it's better if I do just jump right in. Day one happened and I had a lot of people and they're just like, I expected that we would be doing a lot of digital decluttering for this challenge. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. We're going to do a hell of a lot of that. But day one, we declutter our desk. And so I just feel like I don't know if it's misery loves company or what, but I love it when I have learned something. And I mean, when I've learned it and yeah, I've shared it here and there with a few people, but when you share it with a bigger group of people and watch that they are going through the same thing, it's kind of like that. It's not kind of like, it's that validation that, oh my God, I'm just as crazy as everybody else in the world, right? It gives you that just little bit of a, okay, I'm going to be okay because we're all crazy together. And that's really what I felt like when we're doing day one. I mean, I have learned over the years that when I'm sitting here and procrastinating and I know that I'm just in my brain and I really don't know how and what's going on and oh my God, am I going to have to analyze it? Wait, am I not supposed to analyze it this time? You know, those times when you're supposed to talk to your coach because you're too in it. And all of a sudden I'm sitting here and I'm realizing that, wow, here we are. Here we are. I mean, like my elbows are bumping into things. I have a good sized desk. I have my own office, you know, something that I dreamed about for so long. And all of a sudden it will get cluttered or just full of shit. I mean, that's when it gets really bad, right? I'm working on not hitting that really bad, but I was getting close to the really bad. I was decluttering other areas and noticed, well, a lot of the things in the other areas. Okay, all of the things in the other areas were mine. So they moved into my office. I moved them all into my office because this is where they need to go. They just need places. So like a couple of weeks ago, you know, as of recording this, a couple of weeks ago, I'm like sitting here and I'm looking around and I'm like, holy fuck, I did it again. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm absolutely doing it. I look at my desk and I'm like, yeah, it's happening. And now I know it's happening and I can't unknow that it's happening. And the mess in your brain has manifested into the mess in your office and the mess on my desk. And I'm like, nope, this has got to stop right now. And I'm like, all right. I love not doing things by myself. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do a challenge. So I immediately put an email out and I'm like, hey, anybody interested in doing a Decluttering Your Biz challenge? And I immediately had 40 people show interest within 24 hours. And that was just interest. That wasn't they actually signed up for the challenge. That was just interest. And I went, oh, okay. I hear you. I'm going to go put up a sign up form for this because this will be a free challenge. I'm going to go put up the sign up form for this. Let's see, I only ran the sign ups for a week and I had 103 people. sign up for this. Just from my list and just from my free group, which most people in my free group are on my list. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of you feeling the same way. And I think a lot of you are beyond a hot mess. I'm not even calling myself a hot mess for a lot of my files and my emails and all of that's going on right now. I don't like how messy my stuff is right now. I can find everything and I can find everything decently quick, I would say, but I want it to be better. And that's the difference. I want it to be better. So that's what the challenge is all about. So anyways, back to day one. And, I touched on the whole seeing the clutter all around you, right? And knowing that your head, this is exactly what's going on in my head, right? I can look around my office and I'm like, this is the visual of how I feel right now. Absolutely the visual of how I felt. I felt cluttered. And so here's how cluttered I was. I had planned on writing the whole challenge the week before, and I had so much other stuff to do, and I legit did, but I was putting it off. I was honestly putting it off. And it's because it just puts me into my head. And when the clutter starts going away, then that means I have to deal with stuff, right? It's like, okay, this is not here anymore. And my hands are rolling around, pointing at my desk. This is not here anymore. So now, what's up, girl? What is up? So I wrote day one's email, and I'm writing it as I'm doing it. Not the way a lot of people suggest doing it, but you know what? It works for me because I'm all up in my head as I'm writing it, and here we go. That's how our challenge is right now. So now that it's evergreen, you're going to be feeling like I was in it with you because I was, and I am right now. So on day one, we're doing our desks, and I know how good it feels when my desk gets cleaned. Now, let me talk to you about cleaning. I hate cleaning. I like things to be clean. I need things to be clean because I'm allergic to dust and my dog and all of the ginormous fur clumps that we get because I magically ended up with a 156-pound lab. So the amount of hair we have in this house is just horrible. So I do like clean because I have asthma and allergies. And when it's not clean, I really don't end up feeling very good. So it's a health hazard. I worked in food for a ton of time. I do like a clean kitchen because it's a health hazard and it's a habit. And, it's just a habit. It's a really good habit to have. But I don't like cleaning because it's such a waste of time. It's going to be dirty within another 45 seconds. And we have an empty nest. And it's still going to be dirty within 45 seconds. And I can be home alone while my husband's on shift, home alone while he's at work during the week. And the house will still end up being a wreck. I'm like, what the hell happened? It's just me. It's just me. So I'm not a clean freak. I don't even wish I was anymore. I used to wish I was, but I'm not a clean freak. So I don't expect perfection. However, there's definitely a point when I can realize that, wow, like I said at the very beginning, wow, girl, you are in your head. This right here is the definition of hot mess. Your hot mess has spilled out. So we need to deal with it now. And thankfully, it wasn't as horrible as it has been in many years past. So it felt wonderful that I had caught it. I had obviously caught it way quicker than I ever have in my life, which is yay. Just the sitting here and just looking at going, oh my God, there's a pile there and there's a pile there. And papers and papers and papers and papers that are just like, well, this needs to be done with. And I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this. And this is a file. And these are brainstorming ideas. You know how it goes, right? Just stuff that's not important right this second. Because if it was important right this second, it'd be at the top of the pile, right? And so yesterday was day one. And yesterday I think I spent over an hour. I spent longer than I had hoped to, but I created new folders, legit folders, like paper folders, and filed things. And I have a box of stuff that's going to Goodwill, and it's organized. It's really, really organized right now, and I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that when I got done, I sat down and a client was back and forth with me immediately, which I would say is ironic, but that's just how the universe works. And a project that I had been kind of putting off, like probably what I should have been doing while I was cleaning, was an instant hell yes. Let's dig into this and let's get this shit done. And I enjoyed it. I don't know why the clutter was fully all around and why I was in my head. And I'm really not going to analyze that horrendously right now. I know I need to figure it out a little bit, but I'm not going to analyze it. For right now, I'm going to be just stuck in you know what? Sitting at my desk feels great. This looks great. I'm more decorating and all that I want to do, but just sitting here and knowing, okay, this is my to-do list and it's on top of my desk calendar and that's all that's out. Everything else is in its place and it's awesome. So take a look around. I do want to keep this a little quick for you because I want you to just pay attention to what your space looks like. What does your workspace look like? No matter where you are working, you have some place that you sit down and you work. Dining room table, desk, office, if you're lucky like me, couch. I don't recommend it. That's a whole nother podcast. But wherever you sit down to work, what's going on in that space? How much crap is in that space? I'm not even saying it might not even be work stuff. It might be other people's stuff. If you're at the dining room table, it could be everybody else's stuff, right? But take a look at what that space looks like and clean it off. That's what we did on day one. We cleaned it off. I've got steps for that. Join the challenge and you'll get the steps for that, which will be in the show notes, but it is valselby.com/declutterbiz. No space in between that, just declutterbiz. So valselby.com/declutterbiz. And something that did pop up, and I told everybody that this is what happens with me, is that there's emotions going on. There's like, oh my God, is this me hiding? Kind of like back in the day when, well, I've always had longer bangs, but I had longer bangs when I was a teenager so I could hide behind them. Of course, that's me looking back. So I could hide behind them. It was my literal mask that I could hide behind my hair. So that's how I feel about my mess on the desk. That's what's happening here as well, is that I can hide why I'm not getting stuff done because look at it. It's a mess. Of course, I'm not getting stuff done. Now it's taken me years to figure that out and to figure it out as quickly, like I said, as I figured it out this time, because it was not even close to the mess that I've had previously multiple times. But it is what's going on in my head as I'm feeling all jumbled and I'm feeling all messy and I don't want to deal. The mess on my desk is the mess in my head of I don't want to deal. Don't want to deal with it. I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to shut the door. I can even shut the door. I have an office. I can shut the door. And then I can open the door later and go, nope, I'm working from the couch today. See, I told you there's a whole nother podcast about working from the couch. I can open up the door, take a look in here and go, oh no, this is not a happy place. And I'm going to go work on the laptop instead of sitting at my desk with my gorgeous 30-inch monitor and my little monitor and knowing that, guess what? With a double monitor, I get stuff done and I get it done quick. I will hide from here and I will go work on my little laptop and not get stuff done quick. And yesterday, as people were talking about the challenge, and I mentioned that stuff's going to happen, emotions for some of us, the emotions were going to pop up and we're going to be like, what the hell? And it happened. for quite a few people, and they don't know why. I was happy that one woman even shared, she's just like, okay, I just like feel like crying and I have no idea why. She's like, I'm just going through the office stuff. Why? I'm like, oh, well, that could be a couple of sessions for us to talk about it, kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it, but you're gonna have to do the talking. Because who knows? Honestly, who knows? There's so many things that could be in your life that could be causing it. It could be biz related. It could be personal related. It could be both going on. It's just the way that we hide is just our mess for some of us. Just like for some people, the way that they hide is by cleaning. That's a way that I do know that I'm hiding from things, because I don't like housework. But if my kitchen, especially if my bathrooms are clean, then you damn well know that I am hiding from something that I don't want to deal with, because that is not my go-to unless shit's getting really real. If I'm cleaning, you better just sit me down and go, what's going on? What's going on? So, decluttering. We're doing it. We're going to declutter our biz. We're working on it right now. You can join in the challenge at any time. I have it set up to evergreen for you so that you can jump in at any time and get in your feels. Now I do want to do a disclaimer. It's not everybody that goes into huge feels. It just really depends on how big your mess is, what's going on in your life. Have you been like not dealing with something for, a really long time? There's so many things. And a lot of us don't go through like huge emotions through it. But if you're really hiding from something, you could. So just a little disclaimer, a little warning. That's why I have the group open, the free group open, so that you can jump in there and have a conversation. Or I'm always here. I answer every email. So I'm answering emails too. People are not just on the group talking about it, because it's weird. It's weird. We're decluttering our desk and it's making us cry. What the hell? But yeah, it's mindset. And we need to dig a little bit into what is going on. And it's going to help clear the way. It's going to help with that procrastination. It's going to help with that motivation. And clear the deck. Clear the deck. All right. So yeah, join us in the challenge. I'd love to have you in there and love to hear how something as simple as clearing your workspace helps you get more motivated and dig through a little bit of procrastination, at least a little bit. So I will chat with you later next week. Bye, gal. Thanks for listening to Val Full Volume. If you are done spinning in circles and procrastinating, check out my quick workshop, 14 Biz Actions. Action creates change. Now go out there and create the biz of your dreams.